Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited.
Shop more, save more in the Ashley Savings Event happening now. Get an additional 200 off your purchase when you buy a full sofa set. That's right, you can save big on favorite Ashley pieces. Get your rocker recliner you've always had an eye on. Enhance your bedroom, expand your dining room. Get that living room combo for less than $3,000. Shop now with no cash and don't miss out on these awesome savings only at Courts. Offer available online and shopcourts.com and at your nearest Courts store. Conditions apply. Courts, bringing value home.
Welcome back to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene, the formal opening of the port modernization project is set to take place this Friday, July 1st, 2022. Minister of Urban Development, Energy, Airports, Seaports, Grenadines Affairs and the Local Government, Julian Francis, while speaking on the Issue at Hand program, disclosed this while also discussing how the opening of the project is going to affect the traffic plan in that area. We hear more from Minister Francis.
We are well advanced. Project is signed, the contract is signed, and project is to commence. In fact, the formal opening of the project is going to be on this Friday, that's July 1st, and it's going to be held on the seashore, the foreshore, behind the input warehouse on that. Shortly after that, immediately after Carnival, that area is going to be completely closed off. So the contractor, Acon, is taking possession of the property and the work site, basically effective first, but implement the traffic plan and management of the area. So all that area will be sealed off. There is a traffic plan presented by the contractor, reviewed by the police, traffic department. Let's get very involved in the details on that. You're not going to be able to use the foreshore road. Okay, so there will be alternative traffic arrangements, and these will be put in place between the 1st and 7th, so immediately 7th. 2 days after Carnival.
That was the Minister of Urban Development, Energy, Airports, Seaports, Grenadines Affairs and the Local Government, Julian Francis. Minister Francis also gave the assurance that operation of the bus terminals will not be impeded by the project. During a call to WEFM's activated morning show earlier today, Sergeant Carla Tim of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force advised Vincentians on safe practices to utilize this carnival season. Sergeant Tim discussed safe parking, firearm storage, as well as what persons should wear when going out to events. On the topic of dressing during the season, she advised against wearing excessive jewelry, and speaking to the nation's women in particular, advised against revealing clothing. We hear more from Sergeant Tim.
We're asking persons if you're wearing jewelry, please insist on wearing 2 and 3 gold chains around the neck, because you know people could snatch these chains, and you might end up getting hurt while doing this also. And we are also urging persons, because you know this is carnival time, persons will be coming out in different activities, and their dress code is wrong. You can't tell persons how to dress actually. And they might say, dressing sexy, I have to look this, I have to look that. But dressing sometimes, when you're revealing your body, it's like you're luring predators. You have to pay mindful attention. I'm going out for the ladies. So be careful when you walk in. If you're going out to any shows, at least walk with a girlfriend or somebody you know.
Right.
That is responsible. And anytime you could be alert. When you're going into bars and stuff like that, you know that you're going to purchase a drink. Like, watch who's serving you the drink. Don't let drinks come through the open glass like that. And make sure you take care of yourself with that venture.
That was Sergeant Carla Tim of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. Still on the local scene, of the 35 Rose Place fishermen that are to be compensated, just 7 remain to sign compensation agreements with the government. This is according to Acting Project Manager on the Port Modernization Project, Lenski Douglas, on Sunday during the Issue at Hand program. We hear more from Mr. Douglas.
We have also a list of 35 fishing boat operators, right? Not fishermen, but fishing boat operators. These are the guys who take the risk of purchasing a boat, purchasing an engine, purchasing fuel to ensure that they can go out with their pirogue to fish, but thereby employing a captain, couple of sailors, a boat boy. We are currently compensating those individuals And as of Friday, we only had 7 of the 35 remaining to be dealt with. These boat owners are separate also from those persons who have abandoned vessels on the beach and persons who have unregistered motor boat operations that are either used for pleasure and or can also be fishing, right? And then there's some vessels there that never move.
That was the acting project manager on the port modernization project, Lansky Douglas. According to Mr. Douglas, each fishing vessel operator will be compensated with a minimum of $18,000. On to news in the region. The CARICOM Election Observation Mission CEOM to Grenada's June 23rd general elections has applauded the conduct of the polls, noting the atmosphere of peace and composure. The 9-member mission, led by John Jarvis of Antigua and Barbuda, held pre-election day engagements with major stakeholders. They also observed polling day activities, following which it issued a preliminary statement. On June 20th, the chief of mission and members of the CEOM observed the advanced poll at several polling stations around Grenada, including the opening of the poll at 6 a.m. and the voting process throughout the day. Poll workers for the advanced poll were extremely cooperative, well informed, and diligent in the exercise of their duties. On June 23rd, Election Day, the preliminary report states the election was conducted in an atmosphere of peace and composure in accordance with the legislative framework of the country. The government of Suriname has backed down from opening an embassy in Jerusalem, Israel, at least for the time being. In a recent statement to Parliament, President Chandrika Prasad Santokhi said no money has been allocated in the budget to set up a diplomatic post. With this statement, the head of government backtracked on the premise made by his foreign minister Albert Ramdin to his Israeli colleague Yair Lapid during his working visit to Israel last month. Ramdin's promise caused a great deal of commotion and backlash in Suriname, especially among the Muslim community. The president also indicated in Parliament that the cooperation relationship with Israel will be given further substance from Suriname. On the international scene, an unassuming patch of red dirt in remote Australia has made history as the site of NASA's first rocket launch from a commercial spaceport outside the US. The suborbital rocket blasted off from the tiny site earlier today. It will enable astrophysics studies that can only be undertaken in the southern hemisphere, NASA says. The launch was also the first in Australia in more than 25 years. The rocket is NASA's first of 3 to blast off from the newly constructed Arnhem Space Center on the edge of the Northern Territory. Scientists hope it will help them study the impact of a star's light on the habitability of nearby planets. And finally, in sports, England's World Cup winning captain Owen Morgan is set to retire from international cricket. An official announcement is expected to be made on Tuesday. Under Morgan, England won the 2019 World Cup and reached the top of the one-day and 2020 rankings. The 35-year-old, who took charge of the T20 side in 2012 and one-day side in 2014, has struggled for form and fitness in recent times, with Joss Butler the favourite to replace him. England faces India in a 3-match T20 series starting on July 7th, while the T20 World Cup in Australia begins in October. Morgan is England's leading run scorer in one-day and T20 cricket with 6,957 and 2,458 runs, respectively. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 p.m. for WEFM's 3 p.m. News. WEFM's Midday News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts, St. Vincent Limited.
Get your game on all month long at Courts. Stream your favorite game or movies on a new tablet. Relax on a new recliner with your snack fresh out of your brand new fridge. Keep your heart and health in check with a home gym set and Wi-Fi compatible smart products and much more. Shop today with no cash and get instant credit. Get your game on. Courts, bringing value home. Conditions apply.